Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Mystica here, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. The weird game that apparently right now everyone's talking about. Remember whenever I decided to start the Let's Play last week and I mentioned the reason why the game finally caught my attention had to do with, unfortunately, some kid killing themselves and the parent letting people know? Well, now everyone who's, I guess, a fan of this game or has ever played this game, and especially those if they do stuff relating to anime for their YouTube channels, now they're talking about it. You know, so I don't know, it's kind of funny. And oh, it actually shows the date and everything. That's kind of creepy. It actually showed the... Okay, well, that's great. Okay, well, that's fine, but if I saved, I should be seeing stuff I've already seen. Okay, whatever. Here we go. But yeah, no, to basically put it, yeah, now everyone who apparently, I guess, they're either big fans of this game or they do anime stuff relating to YouTube, anything like that, they're defending the game at the moment, which, I don't know, as far as my opinion of the game, as far as, like, defending it or whatever, I really don't have much to say about that as far as relating to the kid who killed himself and everything, you know. I mean, yeah, the game gives a warning, you know, but I don't know, I guess if the game is that much of an issue, maybe it needs an age requirement thing. I don't flip it, know. I got nothing on that, but let's go ahead and get back into this weird little game again with Monica, as creepy as she looks. Here we go. Hi again, Connor. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Hahaha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Connor. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Okay, you're the rowdy one, aren't you? So you already told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. Oh, that's nice to know our friend is a chatterbox, ain't she? And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Seriously, you guys just read books. That's your thing. Your club is not like a debate club, or you guys aren't doing anything relating to like community service. It's freaking reading books. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Well, yeah, I guess that's a debatable thing. That's the funny thing too. Like, that's also the same argument I guess people could use with comic books too. If you can really consider certain types of material literature because you got pictures combined with it. But anyway. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Connor always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Wait, why do I have to help you clean your room? Are you that lazy, Sayori? Seriously? Sorry, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. Oh, so our character apparently is a bit of a neat freak. And you almost set your house on fire once. Wait, what? How'd she do that? Is that so... You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Connor can become good friends too. Oh, it's okay. So it's kind of clear that Yuri wants more than friendship here, but whatever. So Yuri... As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. It's nice to know Sayori is such a bubbly person, she really doesn't realize what she's doing here. She's putting people on the spot without even knowing it, and yet it's kind of funny. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Seriously, the developer of this game, pink against white like this, is not a good reading thing. It really isn't. It makes it difficult to read. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Man, it looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I slumped down into the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature-related by myself like this? You were just given a book, dude. Okay, thank you. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I guess I could always read some of the book Yuri gave me. But I'm feeling a little too tired to read it. Okay. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monica. We're probably going to seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of a literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. Well, I mean, with those sort of wording, yeah, it does. But it's not like that at all, you know. We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem, though. What do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? And after they come, we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds. What's this? Sayori is taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this. That's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? But what kind? Well, I guess we could. Cupcakes! You can't always do cupcakes. You gotta do something different. Good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that. You're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it? Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Well, obviously your creative tummy loves sweets. Cupcakes it is then. Monica looks nervous like, oh, okay, sure, I guess we'll do that. No, it honestly would be a good idea as if, like, depending on what sort of books they read, especially if they're reading, like, classic literature stuff, they should, like, make food relating to, like, the time periods of those books or something. Like, that's one idea, but sure, everyone likes cupcakes too. It's always good. I'm hungry. Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. Okay, what the heck? What? I open my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. I nearly fall out of my chair. Sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club. Does our school have a napping club? You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know. You'll need to get used to it. Don't say that so loud. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard. It's true, though. Yeah, I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori. It's what I do best. That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you? Not every day. That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time? It's a secret. I knew it. Come on. At least give me the benefit of the doubt. I can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you. Eh? Sayori, are you kidding me? Sayori glances around at herself. How is it written all over me? You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out all around here. I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this. My hair is just really hard to get right. I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. And there's toothpaste stain on your collar right here. I try to wipe off the stain with my finger. Okay, seriously, dude, it's not that big of a deal. There are plenty of people that rush in the morning to places. Seriously, he's a bit of a neat freak, ain't he? But nobody would ever notice that. Of course they would. Nobody's going to tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I really don't care about that. Hey, you meanie. And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Well, you don't have to keep a... Okay, well, keeping a blazer buttoned isn't a requirement, you know. It's a fashionable choice. It could go either way. Seriously, Sayori. Why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? Okay, that's not nice. Okay, at first I wasn't minding this character of ours that we so decided to name Connor. Now he's not as likable anymore because he's a bit of a prick, but whatever. That's super mean. Yes, that is super mean, actually. Sorry, but you'll thank me later. Why, are you hoping she's gonna get married to a rich dude? I start to button her blazer from... Why in the world is this guy doing this stuff? Okay, I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. Why are we having to do this? Have her do it herself. You shouldn't have to do it. This is so funny. What is? Well, I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kind of things. Exactly! It is weird. It doesn't make a lick of sense. Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it, stupid. Then why did you tell her to do it? It's okay, though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you? I guess. Hey, be careful. The button might come off. Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. Are you kidding? Does this thing even fit you properly? It did when I bought it. Oh. It did when I bought it. Okay. Clearly Sayori, I guess, is growing up, I guess. If you ever buttoned it, you would have noticed sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. Well, dude, you don't know that. You know, clearly, depending on... Okay, whatever, dude. What are you smiling about? Okay. Yeah, I was... Okay. It means my boobs got bigger again. It's nice to know that she keeps track of these things. Don't say that out loud. Anyway. You look much better now, so... Why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer buttoned up like that? Because you're not used to it considering how messy she is, that's why. But it's so stuffy. Ugh. It's not worth it at all. Yeah, I don't blame her. In all honesty, I don't. Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer once more. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You don't need to have a blazer buttoned up, though. It's not a requirement. You can either have it unbuttoned or buttoned. It just depends on the style of it. And personally, it didn't look bad. There we go. See, it looks just fine. Phew. That's so much better. Yeah, it's obvious she's not a very needy, tidy person. And it's very obvious that she's more loosey-goosey, I guess, when it comes to certain things. So, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, her blazer looks freaking fine. It doesn't need to be buttoned up. It's not a requirement. I mean, what she's wearing underneath it is not inappropriate. It's a flippin' sweater thing. Vesty thingy. I don't know. Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around. So, if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right? What kind of logic is that? What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying that like it's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like this. And you take care of me better than anyone else would anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned. Stop saying all these embarrassing things. Eh? I didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier. Only if you focus on going to bed earlier. Fine, fine. It's a deal. I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves. Yeah, I guess so. Huh. So, maybe you should come wake up in the morning. Oh, maybe you should come wake me up in the morning. I'm telling you, the light pink and the white is not good for reading. It really isn't. You're doing it again, Sayori. Aw, but I was joking that time. Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes. Okay, everyone. Monica suddenly calls out. Why don't we share the poems we wrote now? Yay! Connor, I can't wait to read yours. Yeah, same. I fail to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. Yes, we did write a poem last week by just choosing random words. I don't get how that works, but okay. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration, since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Okay, so do I get to choose somebody to read to, or what do I do? Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Okay, well, we'll go with Yuri first, since she did the whole book thing with us anyway. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Aw, she's sorry. Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Oh, really? Me just choosing random words indicates that. Okay. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just mean, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different styles and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Asuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Huh. Okay, well, this is Ghost Under the Light. So she has very pretty handwriting. It's just hard to read it. Good lord. Streetlight have stood that. Okay, so I'm kind of skimming through what she wrote. It's not bad. It's just her cursive is kind of a little difficult to read. Okay, let me see. Let's actually try to read this. I'm gonna have to actually like pull up my laptop to me to be able to read this. Let's see what this says. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. Okay, there it goes. Alright, so nice poem, but like I said, her handwriting, it's very well nice handwriting. I wonder if the handwriting style, like if this is going to be the sort of stuff we're going to see, like actually see the characters writing, is it stuff that the developer did himself, or did he hire people to do it? I don't know as far as like how many people actually worked on this game or not. But that is very interesting. Okay. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. No, your handwriting's not bad. It's just hard to read because it's such dainty cursive, actually. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Yeah, I know it took a long time to read okay. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Connor. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it, after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive, too, so, nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Connor. Me too. Oh, okay, so we have to read to everybody. Who should I show my poem do next? Okay, I guess we'll do Natsuki next. Connor, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What? You expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. No, that got her mad. Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. Oh yay, this is much easier to read! Did she do a haiku or something? No, she didn't do a haiku. There's not enough there's too many syllables for a haiku. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Oh. Oh, it's a cute poem. Sounds like a little kid's nursery rhyme, but okay. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. What sort of high school is this? If they're high school kids, I'm not expecting sophistication from them either. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I wouldn't exactly call this girl a pro, but okay. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Boy, you're really full of yourself, ain't you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Okay. Little Sayori. Oh my goodness! This is so good, Connor. It's funny how everyone keeps saying my poem is so good, but yet I myself can't read it, of course, so I don't know how good it is to begin with. I'm just basing this off of the random words I chose. I love it! I had no idea you were such a good writer. Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. Wait, what? Okay. Jeez. Yuri's opinion was way more constructive than this. Yeah, I know, which is why we went with her first. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a counter poem. And that makes it feel extra special. Well, that's great and all, but if it's not... I don't mind that Sayori's being a good friend and everything, but here's the thing though. When you're looking for constructive criticism, you can't always go to people that know you so well, because even if they know you so well, depending on the type of person they are, they might tell you like, oh, it's still good. It sucks, but it's still good. You know, you can't have that sometimes. And that makes it feel extra special, like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Connor. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this, for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Handwriting's so-so as far as reading goes. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Okay. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you... what's it say? Trusting. Trusting me to wish away a rainy day. I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. I'm not mad, I want breakfast, okay. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question? I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least it makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Oh, yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or, how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school? It's bad to skip breakfast. I don't know about that. I do it quite often, actually. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This is so much fun. Monica's the best. Ah, yeah. But next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Well, I only have one person left, so... Hi, Connor. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Connor. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like this one. Makes me think of something Suri would like. Is that so? You and Suri are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sorts of things in common. Well, we may be good friends, but Suri and I are actually really different. Well, that may be the case. But maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you. It sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. You sure you're not reading into it too much? I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Yuri's writing has kind of a gentle feel in it. I can tell that she likes exploring emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Oh wow, hers has a little thingy I have to scroll through. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the directions. The what? The spackle protrudes? What? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. Wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he on the other side was looking in. What? This is a very weird poem. Okay. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. You try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Now the way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. That's a weird thing to tell me, but okay. Phew, I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Okay, seriously, this girl's got issues. Obviously, since we read all the poems, it's obvious that Natsuki, she has simpler writing style, but, Yuri's just trying to be nice. Jesus, just calm the flip down. Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Oh, for goodness sake. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Connor did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Connor liked my poem too, He even told me he was impressed by it. Oh, well, that's not... Okay, well... The no music is a bad sign. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Connor appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? Oh, goodness gracious. No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Connor started showing... What? Oh, good lord, this girl. As Connor started showing up. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly both girls turned toward me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Connor, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Connor. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Connor? Well, how did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. Oh, crap. So, of course, that's going to be... Oh, good lord. Yeah, I'm going to ask Sayori to help. Natsuki? Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I had in my mouth. So instead, I turn to Yuri. Yuri? But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori! Eh? Yeah? Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Connor? Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. Oh, that's what I thought I was going to call her over to try to calm the storm here. I didn't realize I was going to shift the blame over and use her as an excuse. I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict. Yeah, unless Yuri wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being. She would never. It's Yuri maturity that made her upset in the first... Oh, crap. I just made it worse. Made her upset in the first place. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why. Exactly why nobody likes... Stop! Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because, well, also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful. Good lord. Okay. Sayori stands triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So, this is why Sayori is vice president, I whisper to Monica. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt. That says okay. That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more. Okay, good lord, so is today done already? Okay, everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Connor, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Connor, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Oh, good lord. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends of you. Phew. You know, Connor, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. Hello, why did I say put? I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Oh, we're back to this again. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and save at this point. We'll use the second slot. And this is where we'll stop. Next week we'll just do the poem and then we'll start into the whole thing. But I think we're good for right now. Yes, because I already saved. Boy, oh boy, that was interesting. It was very interesting to see that the little tomboy and the very quiet one got into one heck of an argument. But it turned out okay though. That was still okay. That wasn't too bad. Still, not gonna lie to you, considering that this game does have a warning about, suicide and stuff like that, I'm questioning things about Monica a bit. She seems a little off to me with certain things she says. And I won't be surprised if she probably is some connection that if anybody dies in this game, she's the reason. But anyway, despite that, this game is actually it's actually kind of fun. It's kind of funny, some of the situations we're seeing already. And we've only done, this is only our second episode? So I'm not going to mind playing this game in between, Sonic Adventure 2, actually. It's going to be kind of fun to do this. Assuming nothing completely weird happens. But then again, considering the game's warning, there's going to be weird things, I guess. But anyway, regardless, if you enjoyed this episode, if you like what you saw, you know the drill. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that good stuff. And with that said, I see you guys around later. Much. Bye.